Hey, Composing Gloves here, and this video is actually for a friend. He recently bought Komplete 12 Ultimate and was looking for a video to introduce him to all the different parts. I've tried twice now to try and cram it all into one video, and I've just decided it's impossible to cover anything with any amount of like decent information that would be usable without doing this in multiple parts, because it's just downright insane. I began to realize how insane it was as I went. So we're going to cover things in pieces. This is going to be the setup video, so you may skip ahead to just another piece if you're more interested in that. But there are a number of things that I set up incorrectly when I was new, and they're really easy to set up correctly. And if you start out right, your life will just be way better, especially down the line. So let's really quick just get into the setup. This should be a pretty short video because I'm going to cut a lot of the crap. The obvious stuff I'm just going to remove. And let's go ahead. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab native access. If you don't already have it, this should be pretty obvious because this is how you install all your stuff. So if you're not installed, you'll have a ton of stuff in here. Before you install stuff, here's my big thing that I wish I had done. And I know it's a pain if you don't have one yet, or if you have a really tight budget, but I really recommend buying an external hard drive. Preferably an SSD. They are a lot more affordable. They've been dropping in price, like in an insane rate. But if you can't afford an SSD, look for a 10K drive. What I mean is a rotations, RPM, rotations per minute. You want something that rotates fast. 72 can work, but SSD obviously will be the ideal setup. Even a low tier SSD can get the job done. I worked off a 10K for a long time though. They're kind of hard to find though. So if you find one, good for you. I wouldn't go below 72. So before you install stuff, click on your setting icon guy right here. Not setting, but the account, and go to preferences. In here, you have your applications and your VSTs. I left these where they are. You can install them somewhere special if you want, but I leave these for whatever the computer wants. And on the content location, select your external drive and take note of the drive letter, because what you should do is you should take this drive and use it on all your computers, because the content is like hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes. It's huge. And so it will be a major pain to re-download and waste all that space on multiple computers unless you want to be like completely independently set up. Like for example, if you want to make sure that instrument's 100% always good to go on that machine, then by all means install individual copies on everything. But having on an external hard drive allows you to just plug your hard drive in and away you go. Of course, if you're using it simultaneously, then that defeats the point, but I doubt any of you guys will be doing that. If you ever plan to upgrade your PC, you're gonna want to do this. If you ever plan to use it on another machine, maybe you got a laptop in a tower, it is a really, really good idea to do this. You'll save yourself a huge amount of headaches. Everything's in one spot. And I would also dedicate that drive to this job. Buy a drive with extra space if you can, 2 terabytes or more, because libraries are huge. And I know that sounds huge, but trust me, you will use the space eventually. A lot of people, when Komplete 12 dropped, were complaining that they didn't have enough room. So just, if you don't plan on buying anything sample-wise ever again, but there's a lot of free instruments out there that you can add right to the same thing. So it's all in one spot. You can move with your entire library. It's a really, really good idea. Okay. I hope I've sold it hard enough. And if you decide to change the library content, you can just change this location and boom, it's all been fixed. Now, I do want to, so that's pretty much the setup. After you have that, you install it all, you go into your DAW and you make sure your DAW sees it. But I do want to give a quick word about third-party products. So there's 2 types of third-party products. There's the type that they do not buy a license with Native Instruments, and those will not show up here. They won't have serials to enter to add them. So here you see I've got like Albion 1 and Albion 5, and they will show up if I open it up here and go into Contact. And we look up Albion 1 in the library tab. Whoops, my keyboard's on a different computer. Just a sec. There it goes. So we load up Albion 1. They show up here. This is because they paid for a license. That it comes with a couple other perks, and I'm sure there's like marketing things attached and whatnot. But anyways, they paid extra money to be able to do this. There are other companies where, like 8Dio, for example, their stuff they did not pay for this. but their libraries are fantastic. And so you can get to those instruments, but you have to browse specifically to the files. We'll cover this in the contact video, but you will not have a code to enter in to native access for this. Just so you're aware, if you come across that, most free instruments will be like this. So you're going to want to have a folder, preferably on that drive, that will have all of your stuff in one convenient spot. That way you can just go there. And contact does have like things you can drop quick file locations, so you can quickly go to them. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Now you see I have repair on here. If you do move things around and they get like lost or broken, like it doesn't know where the files are, it's really easy. You just click repair and relocate and it will do it. If it's on the same location and you have it right here, it should work itself out. I did a thing where I replaced the drive, so mine was a little more complicated than it would typically be, but it's really easy to use native access. So anyways, that's the setup. That's my recommendation. If you have any questions, let me know. We're going to go more into Komplete Ultimate in the next video. Subscribe and have a blessed day.